Welcome to Fabulously Flawed with your host, Marni, where Mondays mean motivation, and by Wednesday, we're dishing out dazzling advice with a Newsweek twist. This is your go-to spot for embracing the mess, celebrating the successes, and never letting anyone dull your sparkle. Join us for laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of fun. Fabulously Flawed, where perfect is overrated and every flaw is fabulous.
Hey, fabulously flawed friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous everybody. Welcome to Newsweek Wednesday. I am your host, Marni. Thank you so much for joining me. I got to tell you, this really helps with my imposter syndrome. I find it still so hard to believe, pinch me moments, that Newsweek uses me as an opinion piece writer for different situations and scenarios that people write in about. There is life, what should I do, relationships, parenting, families, and they give me different situations and I write my opinion on how I feel it can be handled. So the fact that I do that for Newsweek is just insane, but that makes me realize, and I say all the time, I am so grateful for all the hardships I've had because I wouldn't have been able to understand, learn the wisdom I have. So this is just really cool. So every Wednesday, I'm going to share an article that I wrote my opinion on. Now, the circumstances, of course, are different, but maybe some of the emotions or the advice I give can be somewhat relatable. So these are just like mini episodes in between the ones I have with Taylor on Tuesday and Thursday. So this is called Twin Backed for Asking Sister to Change Her Personality, Not the Same. So it says, the internet has backed a woman who told her twin sister to change her personality so that people would stop thinking they're the same person. In a post in Reddit, they say the twins share a flat together, and while they get along well, there's an aspect of their life where they're total opposites. They go to college far away from their home, and Marni Goldman, that is me, certified empowerment coach, life coach, and author of True to Myself, Peace, Love, Marni, told Newsweek, despite sharing genetic similarities, twin sisters can have very distinct personalities. I said they may differ in their temperaments, preferences, and behavioral traits. In this scenario, one twin is outgoing and extroverted, and the other is introverted and reserved. As they mature, twin sisters are likely to develop their own individual goals, dreams, and aspirations. Despite growing up together, twin sisters have different personalities, have faced different challenges, and made different choices. Okay, the article goes on to, identical twins like the poster and her sister are not very common, according to the British National Health Service website. In fact, they only happen once in 250 births. Moreover, nobody knows what causes identical twins, and everyone has the same chances to conceive them. The poster also added, I'm not interested in relationships at all, not emotional or physical. Emma is the complete opposite. Ever since we started living here, she's been bringing another random guy or girl or both home like every other night. It makes me extremely uncomfortable, but since it's her own life, I don't think I really have any right to judge. Problem is that it's really beginning to affect my own life. Not only do I have to listen to her going at it every time, we have very thin walls, the poster added, but since we look practically the same and even our names are similar, Emma and Amelia, I'm getting attention intended for her as well. She has a reputation for how easy she is to sleep with, and people are approaching me thinking I'm her. This so reminds me of Phoebe and Ursula. The post added that her social media is now being filled with all kinds of obscene language and nude photos. Every time the poster meets a new person, she has the feeling they talk to her only because they think it's her sister and they only want something, air quotes, some nighttime fun. For this reason, the poster decided to confront her twin sister to let her know she was uncomfortable with the current situation, giving her an ultimatum. She wrote, I got really fed up with it yesterday and told my sister the way she acts is ruining my life. I told her she either needs to change her lifestyle, somehow make sure whoever sleeps with won't bother me, and make it clear to everyone we're not the same. In response, she told me I need to mind my own business, that I shouldn't be such a prude, and that I could probably use, in her words, some myself. It kind of escalated from there, resulting in me calling her a quote, 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 explorative. Goldman said, that is me. The deep internal resentment she is projecting onto her sister is a possible cry for help. She is feeling overshadowed and overlooked in comparison to her sister. The key to every healthy relationship is proper communication, which none of is going here. Name calling and the back and forth banter is inexcusable and childish. I mean, come on, it really is. Goldman, that's me, added that the twin who is projecting her anger should be encouraged to reflect on her own feelings and emotions. Developing self-awareness will help her understand the root causes of her anger and recognize that her sister's actions are not the sole reason for her unhappiness. Clearly, she's projecting. In such situations, it's important to approach the matter with empathy and understanding. When somebody feels heard and not judged, their healing may begin. When that self-love is acquired, it will change the relationship within and a new beginning of a happy and harmonious relationship with others, Goldman said. That's me. So basically, they need to stop living together is one thing. Okay, I have to go back to my pinch me moment because all of that I wrote is in Newsweek. I have 60 and counting. So every week for the next year, I will have an article to read to you. But nobody should ever ask you, going back to this article, nobody should ever ask you to change. My book is stay true to myself. True to myself. You need to stay true to who you are. Anybody that asks you to change so you could feel better, that's absolutely ridiculous. We are in control of our own healing, our own thoughts, our own happiness. Anybody that asks you to not be who you are, bye, exit, I'm out, see you next. Ariana Grande, whatever she said. So when I was growing up, my entire life, I was told, you have to look this way. You can't dress nicer than this person. Can you tone yourself down? Can you do yourself up? You need to lose weight. If you're not thin, you can't sit here with your family. Like literally, I'm not making this stuff up. And if you read my book, True to Myself, Peace, Love, Marni on Amazon, you will read a whole bunch of crazy when you realize life is stranger than fiction. So I really hope that the two sisters, neither one of them with their feelings are right or wrong, either one of their personalities, but trying to project your anger and asking somebody to change, it's ridiculous. It's absurd. So when somebody tells you you shouldn't feel that way, there's no way, right or wrong way to feel. But if they when you are arguing with someone, clearly name back and forth, name calling that doesn't get anywhere, but wasted energy. It escalates into something that could have been so simple by saying, my feelings are hurt. How can we work on this? What can we do? The key to any healthy relationship is communication, communication, communication. Over communicate if you have to. People can listen, but make sure they comprehend as well. So if I say to somebody, please do the dishes before I get home from work. Okay, you get home, the dishes are not done. It really, you could say to somebody, your children, it really, I'm just really bothered right now. I asked you to do the dishes. It would mean a lot so I don't come home and see a mess. Please. So tomorrow when I get home, have the dishes done. So this way you made your thoughts clear. Nobody's a mind reader. Your children know it's important to you. But instead of just getting all angry and why isn't this done? Yes, sometimes our emotions get the best of us. And when that happens in my house, I tell my family, I am not yelling at you. I am yelling at the situation. It is not you. And I didn't realize for most of their life, up until maybe 6-7 years ago, they took it personally. I'm like, this whole time you thought I would be yelling at you. I just get very passionate when situations are going on. So it's just very clear. It's just very important, imperative, basically. And the key to any kind of healthy relationship is the communication, which I hope these sisters eventually did have. I hope they stay true to themselves, possibly living in separate directions, and living harmonious, which is possible if they are able to be aware and say, okay, maybe I was wrong with this. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. they're twins, they have a bond. Okay, right now they might be going through a rough patch, but I've never met twins that aren't besties or like super inseparable. So maybe they're that one in a million, who knows? So on that note, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Newsweek Wednesday with Marni. Tomorrow is another fantastic episode with Taylor. Check out our Etsy store. Etsy, Fabulously Flawed with 2ds.net on Etsy. And let me tell you something, if you want to smile, there is not one product, I promise you, that isn't going to make you smile. A gift for anyone you need, it is there. Start your holiday shopping. Seriously, it's affirmations, positivity, happiness, sparkle. It's basically me in a store. A Marni explosion, Affirmation Nation in a store. So, guys, on that note, never let anyone burst your bubble. Never let anyone dull your sparkle. Think positive, be positive, and stay true to yourself. Much love and so much peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.